It is a complete course project. Please learn them in order. This is part 1, modeling. Okay. Before we get into the actual project, you need to set the project folder. It's really important. Go to File, choose Project window. I will choose New File. I rename my file name as Magnify Glass. Magnify underscore, don't use space in Maya, glass. So I choose my location of D drive. You choose whatever you want and choose select and give accept. So then go to create panel, Polygon primitives, disable the interactive creation. So that means when I click on polypipe, it will automatically created in center of grid. So go to top view and I want to increase the radius amount. So I will click here and drag. So I will give up to 5. So like this. And then I want to decrease the thickness of 0.4. Thickness to 0.5. Now I want to give subdivisions up to 50. So don't bother about this highest resolution. So because we cannot smooth this object, so why I will give 50 divisions over here. So go to perspective. Now I want to add one more divisions over here. So I will give subdivision height to 2. So see here, the inside and outside we have one subdivisions. So now right click and choose edge, double click on this edge and shift to double click on this edge and press R and scale in mid. So that means you got little bit roundness over here. Now shift right click and choose Bevel Edge and increase the fraction amount and increase segment to 2. Okay, so now I want to bevel all the corner edge. So double click on this edge, shift to double click on this edge, shift to double click on this edge and shift to double click on this edge and shift right click and choose Bevel Edge and give segment to 2. I reduce the fraction amount. So right click and choose object mode, select this mesh and go to mesh display and choose soften edge. So the edge will be softened. So go to top view. Now we want to make that magnify glass. So go to create panel, knobs primitives, disable the interactive creation. That means when I click on knob sphere, it will automatically created in center of grid. Go to perspective and press R and scale in mid. So until it reached our edge of our polygon cylinder. Now we want to scale in Y like this. So little bit like this. Okay. Now we want to rename this both objects. So select my knob sphere. So go to window and choose outliner. So I want to rename my knob sphere to Magnify Glass 01. So don't use space in Maya. I will use underscore and rename my polypipe to Magnify underscore frame. So Magnify underscore glass frame 01. Okay, so you want to keep outliner much clean as possible. So I will rename each and every objects. So now I want to clear this history. So I select my magnify glass frame 1 and go to edit, delete by type and choose history. So now I close my outliner, go to top view. So here I need that handle part. So press 4 in keyboard to see the wireframe mode. So go to surfaces, in modeling tab, go to create panel and choose CV curve tools. Okay, curve tools and choose CV curve tool, option box. I will reset my settings. I will close this one. So you want to draw over here, so above this grid line. So I will draw like this. So if you done any mistake, use backspace to undo. Okay. And press enter. So I want to adjust some points over here. So you want to end up with this grid line over here. So like this. Now right click and choose object mode. So now go to surfaces and choose extrude, option box. I will edit, reset my settings. Now you want to choose surfaces and choose revolve, option box. Now I want to reset my settings. Now it's in X direction, so you want to revolve in X. So because it's in X direction, so I will choose revolve. See here. So now go to perspective and press 5 in keyboard. So I will undo this one. I will forget to convert this as a polygon. So I will select this nose curve, go to surfaces and choose revolve, option box. We want to keep in X. Now we want to choose this one as a polygon, not a nose, because we need to texture this handle in Photoshop. So I want to choose as a polygon and choose control points and give revolve. Okay. So now I select this object and press 3 in keyboard. If you have any troubles, you need to adjust. So go to window outliner. See here, the object is in black side, that means it's reverse. So you will check it will be reverse or not using lighting and choose two side lighter. So you want to disable this two side lighting, so that means you will able to see the black part. So I will check means it will be in shaded mode, but we need to check it will be correct or not using two side lighter off. So you definitely off this one. So that means you want to reverse this object. I will select this object, go to mesh display and choose reverse. So now it will be correct. So now I want to adjust some thickness over here. So go to window outliner and choose curve 1, right click and choose control vertex. So I want to adjust somewhat thickness over here. So I will select this vertex and move little bit closer. So I will select this control vertex. I will move little bit over. I select this control vertex and move little bit over. So I want to move this one over here, move this one over here. So I want to adjust. So now it's perfect, I think. Now we want to clear this history. So I will select this object, go to edit, delete by type and choose history. Now I select this curve and press delete in keyboard. Okay. Now I press 1 in keyboard to view normal mode. Sometimes you have troubles in this area. See here, right click and choose vertex. I will click this vertex, I will move. See, each and every vertex is moved separately over here. So it's really wrong. So I will select all the vertex over here. So don't select anything else. So now I want to merge this area. Shift right click and choose merge vertex and choose merge vertex to center. So now I select this vertex, I will move means, so all the things are merged. Okay, now it's clean. Go to object mode. Now I want to delete this history. See here, using Alt Shift D or edit delete by type history. So I will use shortcut Alt Shift D. The history will be gone. Okay, now I want to rename this object as Magnifying underscore handle 01. So I need to forget, so I want to add one more divisions over here. So insert edge loop option box, right click and choose insert edge loop option box. So I will close my outliner, so and reset my tool, and you want to add one more divisions, close over here. So now go to object mode and press Alt Shift D. Now go to window outliner. So you want to rename this one. So I will select this object and press 3 to see the smooth shader. Okay, now it's perfect. So now we want to group these 3 objects. So I will select 3 objects and press Ctrl G to group our objects. And I want to rename this one as Magnify underscore glass underscore group grp 01 and enter. Now we want to rotate this object. Go to front view, press E in keyboard. Now we want to rotate in X 90. So 90. I want to move this object above the ground. Press W and move in Y. So you want to keep exactly above the ground over here. See here. Now I want to rotate this object until it reach this ground plane. So over here. So press E. Now we want to rotate in Y. So I will click this here and use middle mouse and click and drag. So I will click over here. Sorry, you want to rotate in Z. So I will click rotate Z and click middle mouse button and click and drag. So you will see it will reach our ground part. So like this. Now go to perspective. So now we got that magnified glass part. Now we want to model that matchstick. Go to create panel, polygon primitives, and click on polycube. So it will automatically created in center of grid. So I will move in Z. So now we want to scale. So scale in X and scale in Y. So because it's a matchstick, so we want to give very tiny thickness. So I will scale over here and scale in like this. So you want to check. So now go to front view or side view. So I will go left view and press W and move in Y. So go to perspective. Now we want to make that front part. So create polycube and move in Z. Now I want to move this one in upside little bit. So press R and scale like this. So now I want to add divisions. So I will give all divisions to 2. So now I want to adjust this object's vertex. So before that I will scale little bit smaller and press W and move in Z. Now I want to right click and choose vertex. So I will select this vertex, I will move this side. I will select this vertex, I will move this side. I will select this front 3 vertex and move in Z. So now I want to select all these 3 vertex over here and press R and scale in mid. So go to object mode and scale in Z like this and press 3 in keyboard. So now you able to see like this. Now I want to adjust, right click and choose edge. So I want to select this one and shift select this one and press R and scale this way. So now go to object mode and I will scale little bit higher like this. So I will scale little bit, I reduce little bit in X. So like this, I will move little bit up. Okay, now we model our matchstick. So I want to give some bevel over the stick because we need to texture this in Photoshop for applying wood texture. So you need to bevel this object because it's so sharp. So right click and choose edge. So select all the edges, shift right click and choose bevel edge. So I want to reduce the fraction amount and give segment to 2. So go to object mode. So I will select this object, go to mesh display and choose soften edge. So now I want to select this both object. So I want to rename this one. So this one is matchstick match underscore stick 01. So this one is front part. So match underscore front 01. So I will select this both object using control and group this object. I will rename this object as match underscore group 01. So now I want to change this pivot. I will press W. See here my pivot is over here. So I want to keep the pivot under this area because I want to rotate this one. So hold D in keyboard. So if you click anywhere on edges, face or vertex, so the pivot will automatically come over here. See here, I will hold the D key in keyboard. So I will select this group, hold the D key. So you will place the pivot any edges or any face or any vertex. So I want to keep my pivot under this matchstick. So hold D in keyboard, click on this vertex. So it will automatically placed on bottom area. So go to front view. So I want to move little bit higher, so above my grid, see here, above my grid line. So go to perspective, see here, it will be correct, but it's like floating. We want to rotate until it reach the ground part. Go to right view. So now you able to see it will be contacting ground part, but in this side we want to rotate. Press E in keyboard. You want to rotate X, so I will hold middle mouse button and drag, so until it reach exactly. So I will do rotate 1.09. so you will manipulate this one until it reach the ground part. See here, it will reach my ground part. So go to perspective. Now I select this match group 1 and I give some randomness, so I will rotate in Y. So you want to only rotate in Y, so over like this, so that means it will be not straight. Okay, so I will select this group. I will scale little bit higher, very okay. So go to front view or side view. So see here, I want to rotate in X little bit, so it will be 1.12 or 1.1517. so you want to manipulate until it reach exactly. Okay, now go to perspective. So now I want ground, so I will click polyplane and press R and scale in mid. So now I want to reduce my divisions. So I will scale this object and press W. I will move this one. So now I want background. So because if you render something, you need some background. So that means only the object should show as real. So I will make some background. So I will select this edge, so and shift right click and choose extrude edge. Sorry, I will undo this one. So I want to select this edge, shift select this edge, shift right click and choose extrude edge and press W and move in up like this. So now I want to select this 3 corner edge and shift right click and choose Bevel Edge. You decrease the fraction amount very tiny bit, so I will give fraction to 0.02 or 0.001, so very tiny fraction amount. So I will give 0.05. So I will give 0.005 and give segment to 2 like this. Now I want to make window cut over here. So shift right click and choose insert edge loop option box and reset the tool. So I will close my outliner. So I want to insert edge loop over here, insert edge loop over here, insert edge loop over here, and insert edge loop over here. So we want to add 2 more edge loops for our window cut. So I want to double click on this edge, so I will move a little bit upside. So right click and choose vertex. I will select this vertex and move upside. So when you place our camera, we wouldn't see our window cut. So I will select this all vertex and press W and move in Z, and select all this vertex and move in X like this. Okay. So now I want to model this sofa part. So we don't want to make so much detail for our sofa because it's for BG, so we will use Z depth pass, so it will be blurred. So we will make basic shapes. So go to click polycube and press W and move in X, and press R and scale in mid. Go to front view, press 4 in keyboard. You want to move this one to above the ground. So now go to perspective, press 5, press R in keyboard and scale like this. So I want some thickness for our sofa. So go to top view. So press 4 in keyboard, you will see exactly what happened. So press W and move in X. So right click and choose vertex. I will select this vertex. I will move over here. So I will select this vertex. I will move over here. So now we want one loop over here. So shift right click and choose insert edge loop. So you want to insert edge loop over here. So go to perspective. So I will select, shift right click and choose face. So I will select this face. Shift right click and choose extrude edge and press W. You want to move this one over here. Right click and choose object mode. So I will select this object, move little bit in Y. So go to front view. So we need to add leg part over here. So I will increase my height. So press 5 in keyboard. You will able to see the wireframe on shader. So now we need to extend this one. So I will select this all top vertex and move in Y. So go closer to this object. So like this. Now you cannot able to see the top portions. So we need to add. So I will increase little bit this vertex height. Okay. So now you need to add some edge loops over here. So I will right click and choose insert edge loop. So I will, and otherwise you will select the edge on the edge. Shift right click and choose bevel edge. So I will decrease my fraction amount and increase the segment like this. So up to 4. So that's it. Now I select this object and go to normals. Go to mesh display in normals and choose soften edge. Okay. Now we need to add that leg part. So take poly cylinder. So I will press W and move in X and in Y. So now I want to scale this little bit thinner. So I will scale little bit like this. Go to front view and press W and move over here. Right click and choose vertex. I will select this vertex and move in Y. Select this vertex and move in Y. So I need to add one more divisions. So shift right click and choose insert edge loop. You want to insert edge loop in center and press R and scale like this. Go to object mode. Go to perspective. So I will move this one to this corner, shift right, press Ctrl D to duplicate and move in X. So now I want to select this both object, press Ctrl D to duplicate and move in Z. So over this area, so you need to duplicate over another one. So I will select this object and press Ctrl D and move in X. So you want to move exactly over here and press Ctrl D and move in X. So like this. So now we want to delete this both face. I will select this both face and press delete because our light is passed through over this window. So I want to select this vertex. I will select over here and press W and move in X. So I want to increase little bit this one. Sorry, I will select all this vertex and move in Z. So like this. So now we want to rename our sofa groups. So before that we want to delete this all history. So I will select this one and go to edit, delete by type and choose history. So I will select this one, go to edit, delete by type, history. So I will select this all object over here. So I didn't want this one. So I want to select only the sofa parts, all the legs, and choose Alt Shift D, and I want to rename this one. So go to Window Outliner. So I will select my cube part, so and rename as sofa. So 01 sofa up, so 01. And I rename this all object as a leg. I will use batch rename. So I will select polycylinder 1 and shift select polycylinder 6. That means all our leg area will be selected. So go over here. So go over here, sorry, and click this little input method of operation. So it will be have from nearby hypershade window. So click this one to expand this area. So now I want to click over here and choose rename. So see here we have this one. We want to rename all the objects as sofa underscore leg 01. So and press enter. See here our all the objects will be renamed. So it's really useful. So I will select all my sofa and sofa legs and press Ctrl G to group and rename my group name of sofa underscore group 01. Okay, now we finished our modeling part. So now we want to texture this object in part 2. Please click below the link to learn part 2 texturing.